Are you there?
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. When
Nice
you,
to finally meet you. Oh my
yeah,
God,
you
I'm a fan of
too.
your music now. I went by there and I love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
sent me that message this morning, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I was like, well, you got the so I work from home, and so the filming is also like my full-time gig as well.
hmm
Um, so just kind of give you a background, I had a first business that was a medical transport business,
Uh-huh.
and so I used video to highlight social media and everything like that. And it got to the point because videographers were so expensive. Like it's
Oh yeah.
like I can't believe how much they charge for what we do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I think it's gone way too much, I think, to be
Oh
honest.
yeah.
On being like a business side and a videography side, there has to be like a good medium, and that's where I come in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's and it's one of those things where like and then some of the things they do, I feel like it can be done better. And um, and so anyways, so I had the business and I started doing videos for friends and businesses that they owned, and they're like, you need to start your own video business because this is really good.
hmm
Uh, so yeah, so I do videos for from weddings to uh conferences to speakers. And so my style is telling their story. So if say we do a video and we send it to them, sometimes videographers are like, well, this is not how it's supposed to be. This is better like this. To me, it's like, no, this is, I think videography is a luxury. And when you sell it to them, you're selling the hype and you're selling everything that they want. So it's their video, right?
Right. Right.
But no matter what to me, like whatever, I mean, I'll give my insights, but whatever at the end, how they want it is what they want, right? It's
Right.
pretty much so. But yeah,
That's
so tell me
awesome.
a little more about yourself.
Yeah. So I've been part of the CMOs for almost 2 years now. So maybe a little bit longer than that. But anyway, I'm from Sturgis, South Dakota. So I'm like way on the edge of the members because everybody seems to be like in
Very-
Minneapolis and Iowa and whatever. And here I'm like way off in the North 40. But yeah, I had reached out to my local radio stations about getting my music on, and then they're like, "Well, we don't really do that, but we are part of this program." And then they told me about the CMOs, and I couldn't believe I had never heard of it in the first place. But that's how I got involved. So that was really exciting, and yeah, so we've been working really hard. I have a full band that I travel with. We do a lot of Midwest stuff. We've done a lot of Nebraska shows actually in the last year. So that's cool. I think the music scene in Nebraska is way bigger than South Dakota. There's just so many more venues that are willing to have live music. So that's
Uh-huh.
our other thing is we've been having to travel outside of the South Dakota area just because there's really truly not a lot to choose from if you're doing full band. There's plenty of acoustic opportunity, but that's
Yeah.
not what we want to do. So yeah, we've gotten to do some really cool traveling, which is awesome. There's been lots of places that I would have never went to had we not gotten a gig and seen a lot of cool things. But so yeah, that's what we're all about, and I appreciate you checking out my music.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. And I joined CMO because I was a videographer and I saw that they had a creator content, of the year, and I was like,
Yeah,
what? Wait a minute, let me look into this. And then I started looking into some of the music videos that they have, and I was like, man, I was like, the CMO artists should have more music videos, to
yes,
highlight, not saying it's not bad or anything, it's just I feel like they should have more videos. And I was like, I'd love to bring my services out here to you guys. And
yeah.
so
And where are you at right now?
so I'm in Minneapolis, well, called Rogers, a little further west, but I'm originally from Texas. So I grew up in Houston, lived in Austin. So music is a big part of me, especially when I came to Midwest. I was like, it's kind of funny. I always wear like a cowboy hat, and it turned out to be my brand, right? So everybody's like, "Are you not embarrassed wearing a hat?" I was like, "No, why? I got like four of those. Like, why not?"
Right?
And so I'm also part of the Rotary Club here in Rogers and very close to the Lions Club. And we have a big thing called Rock and Rogers. I don't know if you heard of it or not, but it's like a huge, it's like 3 to 4 day event where they have bands come in and it's huge. And so I wanted to, persuade some of the Rogers Lions Club to
Yeah.
reach out to some of these bands other than the normal ones we've been having. And I felt like the bands that we've been having slowly been increasing their price and price and price to the point it's like there's other bands just as good as them. Like,
Right.
you don't need to
Right.
like, but yeah, that's how I got into it. I was like, man, I really want to make like, and so my goal for next year or for this year for the thing is like just pump out some BA like music videos, like
Yeah.
let's throw it out there. Let's get some people on the list for like best music video, just whatever,
Yeah.
right? So that's my goal. And so that's why I threw out that whole I guess prize or win,
Mhm.
like, send me a message of what you think a music video it is. And I've got several other videographers that I've connected with. I was like, hey, let's bring this to the CMOs. Let's collaborate. Because one guy is more into like cars, so he can bring in like a nice like classic car or like something
Mhm.
like a rat rod or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And the other guy knows a lot about like models. So like if you're thinking of like a music video where you're still telling your story and
Mhm.
then you have like people reenacting it, or even whichever,
Right.
I got all different areas to do
Oh,
it.
that sounds so fun. Now I like really want to get one rolling. I've only ever done one and it was really cool. Um, and I just didn't get anything done this year, but next year or I guess this year now. I didn't get
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
done in 24,
right.
but yeah, so are you gonna do any videography of the awards show?
So I've talked to Bubba Starks and he's like the video content nominee of the year.
Mhm.
And so his style and my style are completely different, right?
Right,
So his is more like the podcast
right.
and interview. Mine is like very like different, fun, and you can feel the vibe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll be at the sorry, that's my daughter's.
Oh, I can't hear anyway.
Um, so I have a thing where you can like sign the lens where like you have put on the lens and
Mhm.
they can sign it. So like on the red carpet, I'll be like at the end there, kind of be like, hey, let me get your autograph, and then you sign it or whatever. And then maybe photographers will take a picture of that. But I want the CMOs to be just as hyped up as the CMAs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's I've never heard of it, the CMOs. And I even
Mhm.
talked to a couple of guys there in Texas, like, hey, have you heard of this? I'm like, no, I was like, me neither. We should like really pump this up as it's a nonprofit. But I'll be at the inn. I got a hotel stay at the inn hotel, like right
Yep.
down the street. Like that. And so I was like, shoot, why not just pull out like a few interviews there, because they have a nice little area.
I've never been
And
in there. We stayed in a different hotel for the last one. So, but looking at the photos, I'm like, wow, this looks really nice.
yeah, I know. I was like, this looks sick. I was like, even if it's like out in the whatever, and when I try to call them, be like, hey, we're gonna be doing this, but like I just reached the what's it called, the push a number or something like that. I
Right,
was like,
just
we're
the
just gonna do it, like
the
it'll be fun.
recorded operator thing. Yeah.
Yeah, or if anything, the room I got is like the biggest suite, or whatever,
Hmm.
where they have like the nice comfortable like two like couches and stuff like
Right.
that, and it's like a bar. I'm like, okay, perfect. I was like, even if we can't do it in the lobby, I'll
Yeah.
leave the door open and just we'll have an interview and the light set up there, but it'll be fun.
That is
And
awesome.
I know, right? Just have it fun, and then taking my camera, I was like, man, this is like I feel like that the CMOs have not been like not like pushed to
Right.
social media. There's not when I look on social media, there's not really that much. Maybe
Mm-mm.
a few photos, but there's not like a push on like reels or how fun it is. And so
Right.
my vibe I'm gonna bring into is I got a buddy that just made a suit coat for me, and he's like a custom suit maker. So he's kind of joining in.
Whoa.
He's got like thousands of followers. So he's gonna like follow the stuff I'm sending out because I'm wearing his suit, right?
Awesome.
So it's gonna be pretty big. I told him come with me, but he's like, well, I got
Yeah.
other stuff with me. But the vibe I want is like Radio Rod vibe from the CMAs.
Yeah.
Where, I
I'm
have
so
like
excited about this.
yeah, I know. It's like, it's gonna be I had my other buddy wanted to come with me, but we were doing the thing called Boots and Suits, but he moved to Florida.
Ah.
And I'm like, shoot, I was like that would have been awesome if we went down there. But anyways, so that's the whole thing. I want to create a vibe that's fun, that people will look back at it and be like, we want this next year. Like we want some of this. And I did that to one of the conferences I did. It was called Leader Con. And one of the things I did was like, look, you have a lot of like followers and like people here in the area. And one of the things I think about doing is like not only just filming it, but filming it, editing it, and sending it out the same day.
Yeah.
Because people, they're there. I mean, I'm checking, what CMO is putting
Oh
out,
yeah.
and they pull out. Like, I think we had like thousands like of views on something like that. And I was like, okay, so that's something I want to do is like do the interviews and then throw it out there as soon as I can, and that way you're like, oh my gosh, we're here. And then, you can share it to whatever, and you're in the
Right.
moment, and then you got your own videos that you're posting. And so that's the kind of hype I want. So,
Yeah, I would love to have you get some footage. So I just talked to Brad Morgan this morning, which I'm not sure if you've met him or talked
oh,
to him,
yes. Oh,
but
my, yeah, yeah.
yeah, about doing a performance as part of the award show, and I would love to have some footage of that because last year, there really isn't anything besides going back and
Right.
watching the entire,
Yeah,
live feed, and it's just
yeah,
not the same. And of course, the video quality or like the sound quality and video quality, I guess, of a YouTube live feed is not the greatest. So
yeah.
if you have, I don't know, he you would need to talk to you to make sure that's cool with them, but to do some footage of that so I could have it for advertisement.
Well, like I said, I'll bring my camera because one of the things, if I'll have the phone connected to it, whatever, but like it's not gonna like even if it's like of the video, I could even do because I'll be in seat one. I think I'm at seat one, table one, like at the very front,
Nice, nice. Yep,
and so I'll like connect to the different lens where like I'm right in your, it'll look like I'm like right next to your
yeah,
face.
yeah.
And
That was the one thing I was disappointed about last year is there was no set photographer or anything really. So none of us got any great photos or footage from our performances there, and
yeah,
that's a bummer.
so that's my thing. My thing is like screw it. I mean, there's gonna be content creators nominees or whatever, like you
Hmm.
have to do that. Like you
Oh
have to
yeah,
like,
you got to.
and so I'll do it until they say no, but I'm sure they won't because it's all
No.
publicity.
It
So
is, and it's great. Yeah,
uh
it's great support, and that's what they're constantly doing is trying to grow and expand and add new elements to it to make it bigger and better and more exciting. And yeah, I'm not sure. I think there's around 400 members now or something.
yeah, it's been pretty
It's
good.
gotten
So
pretty big. Even in the time that I've been part of it, I think they've added like 150 people or something. So
yeah, I'll be there with multiple batteries just to make. Well, that's the one thing too. Like even though I can't film, like I mean, but everybody's like filming on their phone, right?
right.
So everybody's filming on their phone, but why not like shoot? I'll just bring my whole camera setup
Yeah.
and just pull it right out, film it, and then pull it right down or whatever.
Yep.
That way you get a glimpse of like a small, you know, uh, like just like a sight into it.
Right. Right.
And then even if we can connect, or if you're going to be singing in there, connect together. I'll follow you, and then I'll just film you before the stage because
Yeah.
I'll be your quote unquote videographer,
Right.
that you
Right.
hired, right? So
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
and so once that happens, I can get like maybe you or whoever you can talk to, be like, hey, yo, just guys out there, he's gonna be doing some content, and it'll also help everybody out too. And
Right. That's awesome. So have you done any musician music videos yet?
I've done a lot of speaker videos,
Mhm.
and for that, like I feel like going to like the music video. I haven't done a music video, but I've done stories and like
Mhm.
documentaries and everything.
Right.
I'm like, man, like if I can do some of these documentaries and add music, that's a music video. Like
Oh yeah, absolutely. What's your let me get a pen and write down, oh, here's a pen, I guess. What your um do you have a website or do you have a just
yeah,
a
so I
Facebook
have a
page?
website, but I usually do like a media proposal. And so something where the CMOs where we're doing, like that wouldn't be any charge. Like going behind you and doing all that stuff. All that's like
Yeah.
gonna be like no charge. But for I think for a video or like music video, um, it depends on what your site like is.
Right,
I
right,
would say more than like 3,500 would be like the max. Like if you're like I want all out, I think that'd be like 3,500.
right.
Um, but I would love to like think of what you're doing and then we'll work with a budget. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
because like everything's different. Like if you're like, hey, I want like a car, I want a motorcycle, I want this scene, well then you kind of figure it out. But
right, right.
it wouldn't be tens of thousands of dollars.
What's your do you have a Facebook or YouTube channel?
Yeah, YouTube channel, Cinemagic Creations, and then the website cinematic-creations.com. And then Facebook. I don't really post on Facebook as much, mostly on Instagram.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, YouTube,
Cool.
I do have some examples and fun, but I haven't had an example for a music video, which is
Yeah.
I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Well, maybe I can be your first guinea pig.
Right?
I wish we didn't live
And
so far away, but we could take a weekend or something and come over
yeah, something. I filmed in
or
South
bring you over
Dakota
here.
for a senator before, so it was a
Oh,
drive
really?
down there. Yeah.
Who did you do it for?
Sarah, God, for her last name, it was Sarah something. But went down there, we did a whole campaign. It was kind of weird because her handler was like, we didn't want her to act normal, we want her to act this way. I'm like, oh, this is so weird. And it was some of the things where I was like telling Sarah, I was like, I think it's actually, just my input, like being yourself, like seeing you through the camera lens, it's a lot better.
Right.
And but the handlers took a lot of the good stuff out. They're like, we
Oh
don't want it to.
man.
I know. I was like, come
Fun
on.
haters.
Right. I was like, whatever. And so, but yeah, South Dakota. I even go to Texas, Florida to go film. So,
Cool.
uh, or even we can find a site where you want to do something. But yeah,
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think a lot of the CMO members are just because they don't have the resources or
yeah,
the education in it or whatever are lacking the media social media part because even myself I'm like okay well I can post random shit all day long but
yeah.
I I don't have the skill to or maybe the ambition either one to do sit and edit and edit and edit for 30 minutes to get one reel I
Oh,
just
I know. Yeah, it's tough.
so, but that's what, this today's musicians are judged on. I mean, they're judged more on their socials than they are on their
Yeah.
talent. They could sound terrible and still, have a million followers because they have cool
Oh,
content. So
for sure.
it's a tough, it's a tough aspect for our generation to have to
Oh gosh,
do
yes.
because I've been
It's
trying, but
always.
it's not easy.
But yeah, I'm gonna be around like on that day. I'll be hauling my butt out there like at leaving here from Minneapolis like 7 in the morning. So I'll be getting there like about I don't know, like 10 or something in the morning, I guess. So 8, 9. It's about 3 hour drive. I was thinking about taking a plane, but I was like, from all the flights.
Yeah,
Because you gotta get there and then you gotta drive to
right. Then
go.
you won't have a
And
vehicle and
I was like, I'll just take all my stuff
hauling
and
all your stuff. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I'll be
it's
there.
like a 9 hour drive for us. So,
Oh my gosh. Yes.
yeah, but it's totally worth it. We had so much fun last year. It's such a cool thing to be part of. It
Oh
really
my
is.
God.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have a freaking blast.
Oh my, I'm like definitely be bringing like chargers and stuff like just like to make sure I keep all the content. It's gonna be like hours and hours, but yeah, so I get there at 10. So I don't know check-ins not till like I don't know, like 2 for the hotel. So like maybe stay in the lobby. That's what I was thinking about doing stuff, or even
Right.
outside, or even the area where you have the backdrop of the roof garden, just something, right?
It would be
So
cool if you were coming in the night before.
I know.
Because we're all doing like this axe throwing thing, and that would be so cool for you to either get in on and do it with us or film it or whatever, that would be some cool
Yeah.
stuff to do. But I know
Well,
it's
the whole thing. So I bought the hotel tickets. Okay, so Saturday, I was like Saturday night, I probably won't go back home that night. So I'm
mhm,
gonna go hotel. And
yeah.
I was like, all right, perfect. The 12th, I was like, hopefully you don't change the dates, whatever.
Yeah.
And they came out that they had the networking thing. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I was like, dang. I was like, I should have went. Like I should have,
Yep.
but the room that I was in, they didn't have any rooms left. I was like, crap. I was like, oh man. But
Yeah, they almost didn't have rooms for me either. And I was waiting for everybody to say yay or nay. And then it was literally less than a week. And I called and they were like, yeah, we have one room left. And I was like,
oh my
well,
God.
that's not going to work. So I booked the one room so that we would have one, at
Yeah.
the actual inn. And then we ended up doing an Airbnb actually because I was like, well, I have to find beds for six other people. So,
Oh my gosh.
because we're bringing our full band. So that is not going to work.
Oh, I'm excited.
Um,
I'm like, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I don't know what I'll get, but I know I'll get everything. I'm testing out the lens thing today where I make sure I get the signing right,
yeah,
and on but it's fun. I'm excited.
that
So,
is so cool.
but yeah, even if we get like small blurbs if we want,
Oh
like
yeah.
like
When
at the thing.
you could be around for like sound check and stuff too, because you could actually do that while you're waiting for your hotel room because there's
When is sound check?
they start it early in the morning. So they go through for everybody that plays in the show. So sound check is like 8 a.m. and all the way to like 4 in the
Oh my gosh,
afternoon because they
I
have to
might have to
get
leave
through.
here from like 3 in the morning.
So so you could you would have plenty of that to film and do before. So if you didn't have anything
Okay.
to do.
Okay, so now the plan is to leave here like 4 in the morning because I don't want to miss that. That's like the
It's
right,
cool. It's cool.
and
Yeah, I don't
hopefully,
remember. They usually have like I don't remember how many performances, but yeah, we were part of like three different sections of the show last year, and I think we had to be there at like 9, and then I had to go back at like 1, and then I had to go back at like 4 and do another
oh
one
my gosh.
just because I was part of like three different things. But yeah, they spend all day long doing sound check, and the last people barely have time to go home and switch and come back. So
No way. That'd be the perfect area to do like the interview, probably like right after you do sound check.
yeah, yeah.
Interview, or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, you could set up there's tables and booths in there right away in the
Oh, for
morning
sure.
and you could just pick yourself a little corner and be quiet and except for the
Right?
sound check part you could do.
Probably outside. Was it
Um
cold last time over there in that area?
it wasn't bad. I want to say it was like 60s.
Oh,
So,
perfect. You could probably
yeah,
go outside
it
right
wasn't
next to
bad.
the, yeah.
It's might be a little bit windy, but
I'm
yeah.
excited. I'm like so pumped up right now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I'm excited that you're going to be there. Thanks for offering to do an interview too.
yeah, I think it'd be fun, and like I said, I think with the interviews, I'll do as many interviews as I can for that day
Hmm.
and then pump it out the same day or that night. So that way,
Yeah. And then we
um,
do a group jam session Friday night too. So that would be fun for you to.
oh,
This is
probably
why you
not.
should have paid for it.
I'll have to plan that next year where it's like the
Yeah.
whole like, Thursday through Sunday or something like that.
Yeah.
But that is fine. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
And that's a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff too. But yeah, you'll have plenty of opportunity for content. And then they do a like a little, I don't know, happy hour mixer thing right before the show. So you can get in on that. And there was a couple of people doing different podcasts and interviews in there last year too. So I'm sure you could jump in on that as well.
Right? Yeah. I guess that would be my signing where like I'd be like,
Yeah.
hey, what's your name? What's your music or song, whatever? Because I'm trying to memorize a lot of people's faces with the name. It's tough. It's like, wait. So I don't be so offended, like, oh, hey,
Oh
what
yeah,
is your
no.
name?
There's so many. Well, and then I don't, I've got my glasses on and whatever today. So then you look at my album cover and you're like, that's not the same girl. Definitely not. So
Well,
yeah,
I'm excited. Oh my gosh, I'll be pumped. But any questions you have or anything?
I don't think so. I think you covered pretty much everything. Yeah, I just hope that, everybody takes advantage of getting to know you and getting, working with you because I think that's a great element that you're bringing and it's one that we don't really have. You know, we have
Right.
we have the podcast thing and we have um, some, people that are willing to help with like EPKs and websites and stuff, but we really don't have, as far as I know, a resource for media like that. So I'm excited
Yeah, it's like
about it.
it's a different type, it's like
Yeah.
social media, like hype, like just, different type of content creator. So
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm so excited.
me too. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you hopped on the Zoom with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad we meshed up.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to seeing you on the award ceremony. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. We will definitely hook up. Let me know when you get to town and and we'll hang out.
All right, appreciate it. Take care.
You too. Have a good day.
Bye bye.
Bye.